our first guest in studio here since this whole pandemic thing has kind of calmed down.
Aside from Furry Friday.
Sorry, Marshall. Aside from the dogs we've had in the studio here, I knew I wanted to have this guy in as our first guest back. The pride of Iowa City and the Hawkeye football program, former Baltimore Raven, and also former Anamosa Blue Raider, Marshal Yanda.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Welcome in.
Yeah.
Welcome in.
Okay, I have to be super honest with you.
Oh, boy.
When you walked in the studio, I was very confused because I was doing a little research on you, and I Googled you, and a photo came up.
Yep.
And honest to God, I had no idea that this photo and you were the same person. You look so different.
I know. I attacked it, I always had that, that drive to just, lose that weight right when I got done. I'd been watching guys do it over the years, and, once I knew that it was my time to attack and get after it, and, it's been a good process so far.
I mean, wow, you look incredible.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. It's been good.
So you called it a career, 13 years in the NFL with the Baltimore Ravens. Was that decision easy for you? Did you know that was your body telling you, hey, it's time?
Yeah, I went into last year pretty much knowing that it was going to be my last year. I just, I love the game. I still wanted to continue to play the game. But, yeah, the injuries had mounted up, and I just wasn't willing to risk, another injury for this fall. But obviously it was really tough. The Ravens are doing really well. They're the hot team. We had a great year last year. But at the end of the day, that wear and tear is still in my body. And I've had enough fun. I got to play 13 years. I mean, you just take it one day at a time, and I still just feel really grateful that I got to play 13 years, a long time. So, yeah, and I was due. I played 18 and 19 injury-free, and the way my career had gone this fall, I'm just due compound interest. I'm due to get hurt.
Yeah.
So I just didn't want to risk it.
Do you have any permanent injuries from your time playing football?
I don't. No, I don't. I'm healthy right now. I feel good. But I know, I'm 35 right now, but I know when I'm 55, I've had, knees, shoulder surgeries, ankle surgeries. So I know I'm going to have arthritis. I'm going to have some stuff in some joints for sure. So I'm just, I was mindful of that at all times.
But to be able to walk away from the game at 35 feeling the way you do, you got to feel pretty lucky.
I do feel lucky, for sure. And I just didn't want it to be something worse like a neck or a back or a hip. And, I mean, that's just the reality. It's a physical, violent game, and that stuff happens. So, yeah, I feel, I was healthy for most of my career, but I still had my fair share of injuries. So, yeah.
So talk about the process. You make your announcement. You know that your playing career is done. What did you do to transform your body from NFL Marshal to living regular life Marshal?
Yeah, well, luckily my wife had the Peloton stationary bike. So
is this a Peloton ad?
I know exactly. Don't worry. And Peloton doesn't. They don't. There's no helping out.
They're not sponsoring you.
They're not sponsoring the athletes. So that was just luck of the draw. But my wife had one for a couple of years, and obviously with the Corona stuff, it worked out great where I could just hammer it out at home, and just stuck to a plan. Got a diet is the biggest thing, obviously. What you put in your body, the diet, the Peloton, and then I was sitting in the sauna right after. I love saunas. I've had saunas with football and injuries and feeling better, and so it was just diet, Peloton, and sauna. And obviously just that, that want-to mentality of, I'm going to do this, and, the decisions that you make and the mental discipline of doing all those things. I just, I'm a routine guy, stick to the plan, hammer it out, and the weight really fell off real fast.
Now, when you say home, do you mean here in Iowa? Do you live here in Iowa?
So we have a home here in Iowa, but we were in Baltimore this entire offseason. So Our plan was to stay in Baltimore this offseason, have some closure. Our kids they went to school half and half in the fall in Baltimore, half in Iowa. But our plan was, since we knew we were going to retire, to have some closure out in Baltimore, sell our house, and do all that stuff, obviously before Corona. Then when Corona hit, we're like, well, we're already committed to staying out here, so we just stayed out in Baltimore. We've been in Iowa for about 2 weeks now.
Okay.
So like I said, just have some closure out there, but So, yeah, but Corona hunkered us down no matter where you were at, for sure.
Marshal Yanda joining us this morning, 7:45 with Brain and Cortland. Of course, 8-time Pro Bowl, won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Did you accomplish everything you wanted to playing in the NFL?
Yeah, I mean, 150%, small-town Iowa kid. I was a junior college transfer kid that, went to Iowa. So, my path was never just this first-round draft pick. This guy's going to play football, no matter what, since whenever they label you. So, I had to fight and grind and put a lot of work in it and not really know that future was going to be for me, right? That those opportunities were going to be there. So like, I'm super grateful every day for all those like memories and like great people I got to meet, just guys that I got to play with from all over the country that are great men and great, just do things the right way. So like, I'm filled with, gratefulness and, for those opportunities. And gosh, it was awesome. I mean, all the cities and, the Super Bowl and just me, it was a great experience for sure.
Did you ever have like a backup plan in case football didn't work out?
I did for sure. I had some ideas, whether, it was farming with my dad and on their farm or going down some football options. But, I wanted to play football for sure. And when I got to Iowa, I didn't know, obviously, if I could play in the NFL. I just wanted to play, start at Iowa, and then those doors started opening up, and I really just, like, went down the railroad tracks of, like, sacrificing everything for football, and I think that was a continuing process. So,
favorite teammate?
Favorite teammate.
Hard to pick one. Maybe one or two.
I know. Like if I got
your BFF.
If I got to pick one, I mean it's my guy Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
Joe was my guy for 10 years. Quarterback, tough guy. Won a Super Bowl with Joe. He's a Super Bowl MVP. You just don't forget those times. And the guy did things right every single day. At times it wasn't pretty, it wasn't great, but that guy was tough, competitive. You see other quarterbacks, when you give up a sack and when you get beat. I mean, in my job, it's hard because, if you get beat by your guy, well, then they get to go kill the quarterback, So, like, you can't, like, I would rather want to get hit, and cut in half, but he's going to go cut, Joe in half. And that happens to me, too. Sooner or later, everybody gets beat. Well, Joe never complained. He was a competitor. So his stability and just, I had him for over 10 years. I knew what we were getting in Joe. So, I mean, and at the quarterback position, I mean, you see teams, draft people for over 10 years and never find a guy. So, like, Joe was my guy. He'll continue to be my guy for sure.
Was that a subtle dig at Bears fans out there?
I'm not gonna mention any names. I can start in our division in the AFC North, and I can just quit there too.
I don't get any of these subtle jokes.
That's okay. It's all right. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Marshal, you talked about how much you love the game of football. I know you're just into retirement. I don't know what your future plans are, but coaching. Yeah. Is there an aspect of football you want to get into?
So I'm just going to take it one day at a time. I don't want to predetermine what I'm going to do. I'm just going to kind of follow my heart, just figure out how much football I want in my life. Football, I've been playing football every fall since 7th grade. I'm 35 years old. Football is in my blood, right? And it's what I do. You're thinking about the next fall, you're thinking about football all the time. So I'm going to figure out how much whether that's a coaching a coaching side, whether it's youth sports coaching, whether it, whatever level of football, I'm going to figure that out. And then obviously, do some other things, like I said, spend some time with my dad on the farm, go down that road. And just like I said, just take it one day at a time, and obviously my kids, we have 3 kids, and those are, the priority, spending time with them. My next 12 years of their lives are when they're going to be in our house. So it's like, the cool thing is that it's a unbelievable opportunity that we don't have to miss anything of our kids' lives. So I mean, they're going to be at the forefront of our our life the next 12 years, and just figure things out. Like I said, just take them one day at a time, follow our hearts, with our interests and football and family, and kind of see.
Well, that's awesome. It sounds like a great plan to me. and you're right. Everything has kind of fallen right. Enjoy those kids. And how old are they, Marshal?
Yeah, so they're 9, 7, and 5.
Any of them want to play football?
Yes, of course. My oldest wants to play. Graham. He really got hooked on football last fall, and the last 2 years, so he's watching YouTube has the whole game in a 9-minute highlight. So after Sunday he's watching all the games because you can watch a game in 9 minutes. So he's by midweek he's got he's up to date on the games and the players, and it was cool to have my kids see and understand a little bit. Now they still don't understand. Dad plays football. He thinks every dad plays football in the NFL, right? That's hard.
Not the case.
Yeah, exactly. That's hard to get him to understand. But it was just neat to see that. And so he's hooked on football. And obviously with the success we had last year. So yeah, he loves football. Yeah.
Marshal, one final question. Do you remember that you and I at one point in time rode the same school bus?
No, I know. Me and Jen were talking about it, and it was definitely a long time ago for sure.
Wait, how old are you guys compared to each other?
Well, I was probably just into high school, and I didn't have my own car.
Yeah.
And so I was stuck riding the bus.
Yeah. You and your brother Adam, right?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
I was, because me and Jen were talking about it, and vaguely remember you. I remember Adam more for sure.
Okay. Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
Well, I might have been in what? Well, how old are you?
I'm 45.
Yeah, so you're 10 years older. So when we were super distant. Like I would have been a little kid keeping my head down. He was the old guy on the bus that you didn't look at. Yeah.
He's still the old guy on the bus.
That's right. I am. It's just a different kind of bus.
Yeah.
Marshal, thanks so much for taking some time and stopping into the studios. It's great to see you, and congratulations on a great career. And we wish you the best in retirement. So
yeah, thanks for having me.